Have you ever questioned whether the foods you trust the most might secretly be working against you? We live in a world where healthy has become a label, not a truth. Fruits, in particular, are praised as nature's gift, symbols of vitality, clean living, and nourishment. We grow up believing that the more fruit we eat, the better off we are. But sometimes the most dangerous things are the ones hiding in plain sight, the things we never question, the ones we trust too easily. It's not your fault. We've all been taught to see fruit as untouchable, sacred. Supermarkets shine them up like treasures. Ads promote them like medicine. But the truth is darker. Some fruits are loaded with toxins. Some are soaked in chemicals your body doesn't recognize. Some are so tampered with by processing and pesticides that they no longer resemble what nature intended. And without knowing it, every time you reach for them, believing you're doing something good for yourself, you may be doing the opposite. Let that sink in. What if what you eat in the name of health is quietly damaging your energy, your focus, your ability to show up strong and clear every single day? What if it's silently pushing your body into fatigue, inflammation, and imbalance? Not all at once, slowly, subtly, until you forget what it even feels like to feel good. But here's the thing, once you know the truth, you can't unknow it. You begin to see what others miss, and that awareness becomes your edge. Because the moment you stop being blindly led, you start leading yourself with purpose, with power, with a clarity that cuts through the noise. This isn't about fear, it's about freedom, the freedom that comes when you take back control of what goes into your body. When you no longer fall for what's marketed, but instead choose what's truly nourishing. The freedom to protect your energy like your life depends on it. Because it does, you deserve to feel good. You deserve to wake up with clear thoughts and steady energy. You deserve to fuel your body in ways that amplify your strength, not steal from it, and you can have that, not by doing everything, not by becoming obsessed, but by learning the simple truths most people ignore. That's what this is about. In a world full of noise, this is your signal, your moment to shift from unconscious consumption to conscious power, to stop letting habits and assumptions dictate your health, and to start choosing, clearly and intentionally, what stays and what goes. There are fruits you should avoid, not because fruit is bad, but because not all fruit is created equal anymore. And there are fruits you should embrace, because they still hold the real power nature intended for us. The kind that energizes your brain, supports your heart, sharpens your focus, fuels your fire. This isn't just about food. It's about who you're becoming, what you're building, how you move through the world when your body works for you, not against you. When your mind feels awake, when your energy stays steady even under pressure. Imagine having that kind of power every day, not from supplements, not from stimulants, but from something as simple and pure as choosing the right fruit. That's how deep this goes. That's the kind of ripple one small choice can create. So if you've ever felt tired for no reason, if your mind has felt foggy, if you've tried eating healthy but still felt off, this might be the key you've been missing, a key hidden in plain sight, one you were never meant to find, but now you have. Stay with this until the end, because what you learn here could change how you eat, how you feel, and how you live. And once you see the truth, you'll never go back, not just because it's smart, but because it feels like finally waking up. You've already taken the first step, awareness, and now the power is in your hands. Not tomorrow, not someday, right now, because every choice you make about what goes into your body is a reflection of the standards you hold for yourself. It's not just about health. It's about how much you value your energy, your focus, your future. The truth is, not everything that looks good is good for you. Some things wear a healthy disguise while slowly wearing you down from the inside. And that's the danger, when something appears clean, natural, and wholesome, but carries hidden risks that you can't see, taste, or feel until the damage has already begun. Take grapes, for example. They look harmless, sweet, easy to snack on, but most grapes on the market are soaked in pesticides so toxic that they've been banned in several countries. These chemicals don't wash off easily. They seep through the thin skin and settle deep into the fruit. Every bite seems innocent, but the cost adds up. Hormone disruption, metabolic confusion, cellular stress, all in the name of convenience, but the moment you become aware, convenience no longer justifies contamination. Then there are bananas, nature's energy bar, right, only when they are in their prime, but most people eat them overripe. When the skin is covered in spots and the inside is overly sweet, that's not fuel. That's sugar overload. And when you start your day with a spike like that, what follows is a crash. You feel foggy, irritable, tired, and you don't even connect it back to the fruit you thought was helping you. Over time, that sugar roller coaster takes its toll on your mood, your cravings, and your motivation. Now imagine reaching for canned pineapple. Maybe it feels like a shortcut to something tropical and healthy. But what you're really getting is a dose of processed syrup, pure, refined sugar mixed with acid and preservatives. It might taste like sunshine, but it behaves like poison. It triggers inflammation, strains your liver, and clogs your system. And worst of all, it dulls your sensitivity to real, natural sweetness. The more you eat it, the more your body forgets how to crave what's clean and honest. And then there are strawberries. Bright red, juicy, beautiful. But looks can be deceiving. Imported strawberries in particular are among the most contaminated fruits in the world. They absorb everything: pesticides, fungicides, even mold spores from long storage times. And because they don't have a protective skin, what gets on them gets in you. They may look like nature's candy, but they carry an invisible cost, one that builds over time, chipping away at your energy, your clarity, your strength. These aren't random dangers. These are the quiet battles your body fights every day without your awareness, and every time you choose these fruits, your body takes the hit, until one day it can't keep up. That's when the fatigue sets in, the brain fog, the bloating, the sense that you're doing everything right, but still not feeling right. That's not a failure on your part. That's a system designed to sell, not to heal. But now that you know better, you have the power to do better, and that's everything, because the path to strength isn't paved with shortcuts, it's carved with intention. It's not about fear, it's about protection. It's not about restriction, it's about respect. Respect for your body, respect for your mind, respect for the life you're building. You don't have to accept what's handed to you. You get to choose, you get to elevate. And it starts with the smallest, most consistent decisions, the things you eat without thinking, the things you reach for without question. That's where your power lies, hidden in the everyday, and this isn't about perfection. It's not about labeling foods good or bad. It's about being awake, about seeing clearly, because when you start to protect what fuels you, everything changes, your energy stabilizes, your focus sharpens. Your mood levels out, you stop chasing health and start living it. Most people never get this far. They settle, they trust the labels, they stay tired, distracted, and frustrated. But you're not most people. You're here questioning, searching, choosing, and that separates you, that sets you apart, that puts you on a different trajectory, one that leads to a life not just of success, but of sustained power. Real strength from the inside out, and the best part, you're not just removing the harmful, you're making space for the powerful. Because while some fruits drain you, others awaken something greater. They fuel your focus, they support your heart, they unlock energy you forgot you had. The shift happens when you start choosing with purpose, when you no longer eat on autopilot, but with awareness, with clarity, with vision. That's how transformation begins, not with one big leap, but with one bold decision, to stop letting false promises guide you, to rise above what's common, to honor your health like it matters. Because it does, it always has, and once you make that shift, there's no turning back. You'll feel the difference, you'll live the difference, and you'll wonder why you ever accepted less. When you clear out what's draining you, something powerful happens. You create space for what truly fuels you. Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, even spiritually. Your body begins to respond differently. Your mind starts to lift, the fog fades, your focus sharpens. It's not magic, it's alignment. And the source of that alignment is rooted in the choices you make every single day. You already know what to avoid, but now it's time to lean into the good, not the trendy, overhyped, heavily marketed health foods, but the ones that deliver, the ones that have been quietly strengthening bodies and minds for generations, the ones backed by real science and deeper wisdom. Because when you feed your body what it's designed to thrive on, you stop surviving and you start excelling. It starts with the small, powerful things. Take blueberries, they're not loud, they don't demand attention, but inside each one is a powerhouse of antioxidants that fight off cellular damage. They protect your brain, your heart, your energy levels. Blueberries are fuel for clarity. They don't just help you live longer, they help you live better, with sharper thoughts, faster recovery, more stable emotions. That's not just nutrition, that's brain armor. Then there's avocado. It's not flashy, it's not sugary. It doesn't spike your dopamine with sweetness, but it does something far more valuable. It stabilizes you. The healthy fats in avocado feed your brain, protect your heart, and keep your blood sugar steady. No crashes, no sudden hunger, just clean, steady energy that lasts. It's the kind of food that keeps you focused in meetings, calm under pressure, and fully present with the people who matter. That's real fuel. That's functional power. And what about apples? They're overlooked, ordinary, but that's the beauty of them. Apples are pure, natural detoxifiers, rich in fiber, packed with polyphenols. They help your body flush out waste and bring in strength. Eat them with the skin organic, clean, because that's where much of the power lies. They support digestion, regulate blood sugar, and keep your body in rhythm. Simple doesn't mean weak. Sometimes the most powerful solutions are the ones that have been there all along. And then there's pomegranate, deep red, bold, alive. This fruit isn't just rich in color, it's rich in purpose. Every seed is packed with antioxidants that reduce inflammation and protect your heart. Pomegranate boosts endurance, improves circulation, and sharpens your drive. It awakens the parts of your body that have been silent under stress. It reminds your cells what vitality feels like. This isn't just a fruit. It's a signal to your system that it's time to rise. These are not just foods. They're tools, weapons in your arsenal, silent allies in your daily battles, because the world doesn't slow down, life doesn't ease up, pressure doesn't pause. But when you feed yourself wisely, you stop breaking under it and start building through it. This is about more than eating clean. It's about fueling with intention. It's about using food as strategy, as support, as a source of momentum, because every choice you make either strengthens your vision or clouds it. Every bite is a vote for the life you want or the one you're settling for. It's not about being perfect. It's about being precise, choosing the few things that truly work, and letting go of everything that doesn't. You've already proven you're willing to question the norm. That's rare. Most people stay asleep, repeating what they've been told. But not you. You're awake. And with that awareness comes responsibility. To rise higher, to go deeper, to demand more from yourself and what you consume. Because you are building something, and the quality of your inputs defines the power of your outputs. When your body is clean, your mind is clearer. When your energy is steady, your ambition sharpens. When your nutrition aligns, your momentum becomes unstoppable. That's not hype. That's human biology working in your favor. That's what happens when you stop feeding weakness and start fueling strength. You are not here to blend in. You are not here to accept average. You are here to lead, to build, to rise. And that kind of life starts with the small, daily disciplines that others ignore. It starts with saying no to what looks good but weakens you, and saying yes to what strengthens you, even when it's simple, even when it's not exciting, because greatness isn't built in big moments. It's built in quiet decisions, repeated, consistent, aligned, and it starts the moment you decide to take your health into your own hands. You don't need to do everything, you just need to do the right things consistently and the right foods. The truly powerful ones are simple, accessible, and already within your reach. Fuel yourself with what's real. Choose what supports your clarity, what strengthens your resilience, what sharpens your focus. You're not just feeding your body, you're feeding your future. You're fueling the energy that builds legacies. That leads with strength, that shows up with purpose. You've got this power in your hands, use it, own it, and never settle for anything less than what drives you forward. When you begin to choose the right fuel, you stop operating from survival and step into your highest potential. Everything shifts, your body responds with clarity, your energy holds steady, and your mind moves with precision. You start to notice things others don't. You begin to feel things others wish for but can't reach. And that's when it becomes undeniable. You're no longer just existing, you're rising. Most people treat food like an afterthought, a routine, a habit passed down without question, but you've already broken that cycle. You've stepped beyond the noise, the confusion, the lies dressed up as health. You've seen the cost of complacency, and now you're reaching for something more, something grounded in truth, backed by nature, and built for real strength. But even the right choices lose power without consistency. It's not what you do once, it's what you do daily. That's where your momentum lives, that's where your identity is shaped, not in extremes, but in steady, intentional effort. The kind that's invisible to most but visible in your results. When you eat to fuel your focus, your decisions become sharper. When you eat to protect your energy, your days become stronger. When you eat with intention, your life begins to reflect it. This is about ownership, ownership of your energy, ownership of your results, ownership of your future, because if you don't control what fuels you, something else will: advertising, convenience, cravings. The opinions of people who don't live with your consequences, but you're not here for that. You're not here to be swayed. You're here to build, and builders don't follow. They lead. Food is information. It tells your body how to think, how to feel, how to perform. When you give it what it needs, it gives you what you've been chasing: drive, endurance, clarity, peace. You stop dragging yourself through the day. You start attacking it with intention. You stop numbing discomfort. You start transforming it. There's a reason your energy has felt off in the past, a reason you've struggled to stay focused, stay consistent, stay sharp. And it's not because you're weak. It's because the things you were taught to trust were never built to support you. They were built to sell, but now you see through that. Now you stand in truth, and truth has weight. Truth has power. It changes you. The path ahead is not about perfection. It's not about extremes. It's about alignment, one aligned choice at a time, one act of discipline when nobody's watching, one moment where you choose what's best over what's easy. That's how legacies are built. That's how leaders are shaped, not by chance, not by luck, but by clarity, repetition, relentless self-respect. Every time you eat, you're sending a signal to your cells, to your brain, to your future. That signal can say weakness, or it can say strength. It can say fear, or it can say focus. And the beauty of it all is that the choice is always yours. You already know what no longer serves you. You've released it. You've raised your standard. Now it's time to build. Time to lock in the habits that make your energy unshakable, that make your presence undeniable, that make your life a reflection of discipline, clarity, and growth. You're not here for comfort. You're here for evolution, for expansion, for impact, and that means fueling every level of yourself, mind, body, and purpose. The right fruits, the right nutrients, the right mindset. These aren't luxuries. They're your foundation. Without them, you wobble. With them, you become unstoppable. Look around. Most people won't choose this. They'll keep reaching for what's easy. They'll keep wondering why they feel stuck. But not you. You've chosen awareness. You've chosen action. And now you carry that edge with you. Into every workout, every meeting, every decision, quiet, focused, relentless. You're not just changing your diet. You're changing your standard. You're building the discipline most talk about but never live. And that discipline, it echoes, it shapes your future, it rewrites your story. So keep choosing with clarity. Keep rejecting what dulls your power. Keep moving in alignment with who you're becoming. Because every bite, every decision, every act of fuel is creating something bigger than hunger. It's creating momentum. It's creating presence. It's creating power. And when others ask how you did it, how you stayed so consistent, so sharp, so focused, you'll know it wasn't luck. It was leadership, self-leadership, the most powerful kind. built from truth, sustained by discipline, driven by something deeper than cravings or convenience. This is your fuel, this is your foundation. Protect it, honor it, build on it, and never ever lower your standard again.